Waiting for everybody else to show up, so just kind of cool your jets for a little bit. Cool your jets. It's the only thing we got military local right now. So, oh, we're waiting. Good morning, Philip. How are you doing? Hello, Dino. I see you. What time is it over there in jolly old England? By the way, Dean, you're missing a really good windstorm today. I know you don't like those, neither do I. I was going to go out and work on my antennas today, but it decided to be windy, and that negated that real quick. So, yeah. Somebody, just a carrier, maybe somebody tuning up. Keep watching. 4 o'clock. Wow, you live in the future, Dean. Or is it we live in the future? No? Yeah, we live in the future. Well, it's 4 p.m. there, so you live in the future. Yeah, we don't know the damp part. You know that. You lived here for a long time. Hey, you should have been here yesterday. We had quite the air show. I missed part of it because I had to work. Let Roger, let him. See, I'm just letting people in. Just to show up. Yeah, it was yesterday. We had some B1s, some, of course, the 38s. Some part one broke down. They had to go to Harbor Freight to get parts to fix it. A lot of T-38s from Shepherd and Vance, and then we had quite a few tankers that came out of Altus after their scramble yesterday. Yeah, damp and breezy, just like your marriage. I know the feeling. Well, mine was kind of dry and prickly. Who else here? Let's see who's here. Say hello if you're there. I'm reading the comments as we go. Oh, there's a thumbs up. And again, it's Saturday morning, and the Satcom pirates are apparently asleep. We'll keep listening. We might find something. There is some satellite activity, which I'll show you later. Hello, Rodney. How are you doing? Have you gone to Doncaster lately? By the way, I sent you a link to a movie that was really good. Hope you got that link over Facebook. We've got two, waiting for some more people before we start the other work. You mean week? Oh, you say work. Are you losing your Texas twang, Dean? 3 of us. By the way, give me the thumbs down if my screen is not oriented the right way. I'm trying to go more of a horizontal format so we can see more. A lot of people have asked me about why the equalizer on the satellite 800. Satellite or satellite? It looks like satellite to me, but it's satellite. And it's a cheap and kind of an easy way to add some filtering to the shortwave noise coming out of your radio. I can even show you how it works here. So first I'm going to go over here and turn up that channel on the mirror. Here it is right here. And you can see all the noise on there. Now if I go over to the equalizer, I can eliminate some of this noise. Or bring it up if I need to. Add a little bit more bass. But that helps when conditions are noisy like that. So if you have a shortwave radio and you have like an audio board or some way to bring it through an amplifier, pick up a graphic equalizer. I think I found this one in a garage sale for like $10. Works great. I've got another one over here. It's an ADC. It's hard to see because of the blue LED. It's good as well. An equalizer will help you with those weak shortwave signals and getting the noise out of the way. Let's see here. I'll flip the screen, but it's not giving me the option. There's the big board. Here's another thing I wanted to show you typically on Satcom. So this is the SDR I'm on 270.0074. And you look for a signal like this, and we call this signal the BART. This is a wideband FM signal. Usually you'll find the voice channel either here or just outside. This is all data being streamed right now. Sometimes you actually get images in here. The other day it was a Navy satellite and there was skull and crossbones scrolling through the waterfall. It was kind of cool. But that's a typical wideband FM UHF Satcom signal. Yeah, we call it the BART because it looks like Bart Simpson's head. You see that right there. Well, we're still waiting. Anybody have any questions? Questiones? Queries, as they say in jolly old GB. Got 4 so far. I think we had 12 people RSVP. A couple of things I wanted to do while we're doing this. We're going to talk about a few books that might interest you guys. These are older books, but they're really good if you're interested in this sort of thing. So this is by my friend, my late departed friend, Phil Patton. What a great guy he was. I really miss him. And it's about Area 51 and Roswell. And we did this back in the 90s together. I helped edit this book. And there's actually a chapter in it about me, but that's not why I'm recommending the book. This book is a really cool book. We did a lot of travels on this and had a great time back in the 90s. Really miss Phil. He was a really good guy. He died way too early. But anyway, if you get a chance, find it on Amazon and get it used or whatever. It's a really good book. So, yeah, pick it up, look for it. It's out of print, but it's a great book. Now, there's another book on Area 51 called Area 51 Uncensored by Annie Jacobson. It's a good book until the very end. She has 99.9% of her facts right about Area 51. But the end of this book was greatly disappointing because she drew the wrong conclusions, talked to the wrong person about what really happened at Roswell and Area 51, and they basically let her the primrose path and to a conclusion about aliens that was just, to say the least, was way out of this world. It was basically disinformation is what it was. It wasn't the right deal. And another book by another friend of mine I'll show you here, which is a must-have. This is Jim Goodall's B-2 Spirit Stealth Bomber book, a pictorial history of the stealth bomber. Jim has been putting out these books for years, and they are amazing books. He gets really good access to things that me and you can only dream of, and he gets to see all the technical readings and everything. This is all in the B2. He also has one on the 75th anniversary of the Skunk Works. It's out too, a brand new one. I haven't got that yet. It's a great book. I've seen the preview. He sent me what they call it was a rough draft of it, and it was pretty amazing what Lockheed let him do. So this is another great book you guys should pick up if you can find it. It's a beautiful book as well. Okay, and another thing I wanted to show you is every once in a while I look for odd, strange, interesting radios. Like, here's a Panasonic 1800 from back in the day. It's a programmable scanner from the 1980s. It works great. They're very hard to find. It's built like all the other Panasonic radios, pretty cool. And I found this a few months ago. This is a Sony. It's an airband scanner, and it has a very unique tuning device. Let me prop this up somewhere we can see it. So instead of having a dial, you have like a slide rule, which you can tune through the bands. Focus. There we go. So it's quite a unique design for Sony. This is from the 1970s, I think. And this thing actually works. It's got someone added a BNC connector for the antenna and taken it portable. But it does quite well. Got a nice squelch on it. I doubt we'll pick up anything in here because, quite frankly, this is like a Faraday cage. What's the model on this? The model is, let's see, where's the info? Didn't have the model number on there. I think I found this for like, what was it, like $20? Here we go. Let me turn this around. TR 8460. Cool little radio. Very different. I've never seen one that tunes like this. This gets the civilian aviation band only, and you push this little button in, slide it. You also have these little preset buttons, which are these little green buttons here. See those right there? And you can pick them up. And set up. So say you find the station on 112, you focus. There you go. You squeeze a little red button on the bottom, and you drag that as your marker and drop it off, and that way you've got a place you can go to, just to keep a station. It's a cool little radio. Nice carrying handle. A little bit of static there. What is that? SDS3. Sounds like data. We'll get back to that. All right, flip this thing. It's not flipping. Dutch. Oh, look, we got some sweet Satcom here. A little bit weak. I heard some voice there. Let's see who they are. Let's see if we can find it on the SDR. Let's go put in a frequency here. Let's take a look. Zoom out a bit. I think that's Portuguese they're speaking. A little scratchy, but remember, this is coming from a satellite parked in geosynchronous orbit, 22,000 miles straight up. That's not bad. And while we're on the subject, I wanted to talk a little bit about what you need, many questions to talk about it. So I suggest you get you a scanner that gets the UHF military band, which goes from 240 to 399 megahertz, and has you can change the modes on it, so that way you can do AM and FM mode. If it does AM only, you're not going to hear the stuff. It's going to sound kind of garbled. So it has to be able to get FM mode. If you're in it trying to get into it for just a little bit of money, I suggest that you try an SDR. Those are cheaper, 25 to 100 bucks. But if you want a scanner and you want to enter them and do it that way, two together work quite well. Let's see if we can find them. Let's stop that. Right there. Zoom on that. There they are. This is typical what a voice signal looks like on the Satcom down. Notice the settings here. FM, narrowband FM. Here are the filters. I got the automatic gain control off. And you'll notice it's breaking squelch, which is a good deal. That means if it's breaking squelch like that, it means you got a really good signal. We'll zoom up a little bit more on that. signal. We'll take a look at it. See if we can clean the audio a little bit. So that's a good example of Satcom pirates. Apparently they're getting busy today. And what I usually do is I'll take that frequency here and enter it into one of my scanners so I can monitor it later on. Like I said, you have to have a scanner that can do narrowband FM. Sometimes the scanner actually works better than the SDR. Sometimes it's the other way around. Just depends on the signal strength. If that's noisy, I'm gonna knock it out. So anyway, what I recommend, maybe the Pro 2004, if you can find one of those, or a 90s radio, but they're usually pretty cheap. A Pro 43 handheld will work quite well if you get one that's got a good keyboard. More modern radios like the Radio Shacks Pro Series, make sure they have the right band and AM, FM, or remote select on it. And of course, you're going to have the proper antenna. Now, I was going to show you my mobile antenna today, but yeah, noise. But my radio's still in the shop. It's on my car's in the shop. So I was going to pick it up today. It hasn't come in yet. Starting to get a little busy there. Let's see. Let's go to 255, 550 and see what that signal is. So I come to the keyboard here and enter the frequency, 255.550, hit the megahertz key. That's that signal. Sounds like somebody tuning up a transmitter. A little bit of noise there. We'll lock it out for now. Oh, there's a weak voice in there. Not quite making the trip. Lock that out. So if you didn't see, I put up an XML file in this group, and it's a list of common frequencies that I listen to. And you can take that list if you're using a program like FreeScan, take it right out and just copy paste and then load it up to your scanner. If you're using something like FreeScan or some of the other like Butel software, you can actually open it up in Excel, copy and cut and paste, and then put those directly into your scanner. We'll go into that a little bit later on. This is really a strong signal, but nobody's talking on it right now. That's it. 255, 550. That's a good signal strength right there. Zoom out, shall we? Sorry for the handheld jig jigginess. I am going to get me some stabilizer. These are all channels too. These are all the beacon for the channel. It's a little bit wider. There's one I wanted to show you, which is pretty cool. I can see it all the time. So it's around 244 megahertz. So here it is. So let's look at this one here. Zoom upon it. This is a wideband FM signal. This is from one of the Milstar satellites. Notice you see that rolling motion in there? That is frequency hopping. You can see in the pattern there how it goes from side to side. Now the radios use which this is a timing signal in the middle, and the radios, which are in military aircraft, use that to sync up their what's it called, half-quick radios. You can see how that shifts back and forth. And the radios in the cockpits or in on the ground unit, whatever, shift in time with that. So this is a little bit change of frequency all the time. You can see more up here. That's really cool to see. I mean, you don't hear much, but it's cool to know what's out there. That's off the big antenna I showed last time. That shift, that's pretty cool. So anyway, another thing I wanted to talk to you about was there are some misconceptions out there about what radios are good for this. And there's a guy who's got a channel. It's a pretty good channel, but he's not very knowledgeable. He's from England, from your part of the woods, Dean. And he shows a demonstration of receiving Satcom on a Baofeng radio. Not this one in particular. There's an orange one. It's a 3-bander that he shows. And he really doesn't actually show it receiving. He just plays a recording and shows a still photograph of the radio. It's very misleading because I have tried this. I've tried using a Baofeng radio to do a Satcom, and it does not work. I've had a really good signal on my SDR and hooked the antenna cable up to my Baofeng, which, you know, are fair radios, and not received anything at all. So I think his name is Ringway Manchester, and he does have some good videos on there, but he also is he's basically I think a paid spokesman for Baofeng. Baofengs are cheap. They're good little radios, but you can't use them very well for UHF Satcom. You might get lucky, but you're not going to get consistent results with it. So unless you want to just use this for, you know, around town, that sort of thing, you know, stay away from them. They're not good for Satcom. They're not bad radios. Not bad for ham use. They're like, what, 25 bucks? I don't know what that is in English money, but it's like 25 bucks. So anyway, I just want to let you know that don't buy a cheap Baofeng for this stuff. It just doesn't work. See, what else was I going to talk about? Oh, this is something that's interesting. What you can do, say you've got a shack, a monitoring shack like this, but you got other things to do. And you want to walk around the house, you want to listen to your radios while you're doing your chores, whatever. One thing you can do, which I have done, is hook up a wireless transmitter, low powered, say like a Bluetooth transmitter, to the back of one of your scanners here and transmit it around the house so you can walk around with an earphone in and be listening and nobody will be the wiser. One of the things I use here is, and you can find these on eBay, this is a Sony wireless transmitter used by, here we go, there's the brand name on it, used by TV professionals as wireless mics for cameras. And this is the transmitter right here. They work on about 800 megahertz. And I have a receiver. You may have seen it on my other videos where I show my other shortwave radio made by Sony that receives that, way over there on the other side of the house. And that way I can listen to it remotely. But you can also use and find like for like 10, 15 bucks on eBay, a cheap Bluetooth transmitter and use that with your phone or use it with Bluetooth headphones, that sort of thing. So that way you can put a scanner in a fixed position and walk around and stream it to yourself. It's kind of a cool thing to do because you don't have to sit in your shack all day long. Now, a lot of military today. There sure was yesterday. This is all we got in the area here, which is, that looks like a, I don't know, 727 T-38. Something out of tanker, I think. Out west, there's more. There's a tanker. A few trainers out today. There's a C-17 on the East Coast. Use a ADS-B exchange if you can. It's a really good source for finding out what's going on. Let's look at the big picture here. Not now. There we go. There's the military in the U.S. ADSBexchange.com. Should be got something. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff downstate. Anybody have any questions? Another thing that you can really do yourself your ears a favor is to get you some speakers, some external speakers for your scanner. That helps it with the sound a lot. So if there's no questions today, I am going to wrap this up. So if you have any questions, please holler at me. What do you think of Texas PL 880? That is a good radio. I like it. Not real expensive, and it's compact. You can take it with you anywhere. It's a really good, decent radio. There's one by Texan that's not a very good model. I think it's the one underneath it. I can't remember the model number of it. It's good. And I suggest, Dean, you go get you an MLA 30 plus antenna and stick it outside your flat. Did I say that right? They're small. They work extremely well. You can run a little wire out the window and put it on it. You can stick it on a fence and still get really good shortwave on it. And I think they're about 40 bucks on eBay. So look for the MLA 30 plus antenna. Very easy to work. You just need a little bit of coax, USB power source, and you're cooking with gas. Yeah. We got the other radios on today, but they're being kind of quiet. Dutch, do you have any questions? Don't be shy. We're all here to learn. I hear my family waking up in there. I brought them donuts just to keep them out of here. Dutch, Rodney. Okay, no questions. I'm going to end this one. I hope you guys have a really good day today, and you get a chance to listen in. Talk to you later. Wait, hold on. I just have a wire across the room. I received New York and Santa Maria Ocean on the shortwave. You'll get much more with an MLA 30 plus. You will be amazed at how much more you'll get. Seriously, Dean, it's $40. American, I don't know what it is. British, but they are well worth the money. Just get you a piece of pipe or a wooden broomstick, whatever you want, mount it to it, and put it outside. You can even stick it next to your window. You'll get better. They have pretty good gain on them. They're small. They'll fit in your room, your window, but they're really good outside. Take my word for it. They're really good. Anybody else? Andy Cobb just popped in there. Hello, Andy. How are you doing? We were talking about shortwave radios and Satcom. We were looking at a cool signal here. I wanted to show you everybody. This is a Milstar signal at 243.410. Notice how it shifts back and forth. That's frequency hopping there. You know, this one signal stays constant, and that's here. This is the timing signal, and they all sync up at this time. They put in their crypto key, which gives them which frequency, how it shifts back and forth to use, and that way they can have secure comms. We'll zoom back out a little bit here. I'm using SDR Uno. Uno is a really good. I like it. It's a really good. I tried. So was the one I tried SDR Play. I tried. See, let me go out of here. Hold on, just a minute. Go to desktop here. Well, I tried other programs, other SDR programs, but I really like this interface. It's really good. And what's really cool is you can customize it, save it, save your spots. Here's a nice place you can enter frequencies for storage and scanning. There's a keypad on there, so you just switch to different bands really easy. You have your plugins, you have scanning plugin as well, recording plugins. You can switch antennas. So I have 3 different antennas on here. C is shortwave, B is a disco, and A is the Satcom antenna. I'll show you here the difference. This is the Satcom antenna on that signal, and I'll go to the disco here and watch the. Should have dropped out, but it didn't. Here we go. Interesting. Might be a local signal. That's odd. Anyway, this is SD or Uno. It's very strange. It's pretty cool though. What else? Any other questions? George, glad to see you here. You have any questions on Satcom monitoring? Okay, this Lobo coming in. So you got right there. Coming in, Emerald. Just heard him. Turn up a little bit. Hello, Kevin. How are you today? We're getting a little bit of Satcom today. And of course, now they go away. It's really windy outside today too as well. No, it's not DEFCON 1, but that's what I keep it on. This is a really good cheap scanner for UHF mail, but it doesn't get FM or narrowband FM, so it's just good for civil air. The 2035, they're about $100, and they do have, you'll notice, you'll have a mode key. Let's see, where's the mode key at? Right there, a mode key, which changes between AM and FM modes on Satcom. That is essential. And 1,000 channels you can key them in. It's just an analog scanner. I do have a digital scanner. I have this 536 here. They are kind of deaf on military Satcom bands. I don't know why, but they are. Oh, that's okay, Kevin. Any questions, Kevin? By the way, Kevin, you live pretty close to Dean, who's in on the call today, on the chat today. You guys should get to know each other. You're closer to Dean than I am now. Dean, where's it you live again? Turn that one down. That's fine. Yeah, Harworth and North Knox. He's a good guy. So yeah, I would get to know him. He used to hang out at the fence line with me all the time. In fact, that is where I met him, at the airport. We have a tendency to meet at the fence. Well, if nobody else has any questions, I'm going to end this edition. I will save it on the group site so you can look back and see what you missed, which really wasn't a lot today. There you go, Dean. I passed by RAF Croton the other day. I can't say it in his accent. He has a lot cooler accent than I do. I have this Texas accent where I talk like this a little bit nasally. So I'll save this to the group. If you have any questions, you can type them in there. Anyway, thank you all for all coming today. I promise you I'm getting some better equipment so I can make these a little bit more enjoyable and not so shaky. And we can do more of a podcast type thing, a more group podcast type thing. So yeah, everybody have a good day.